Suzanne Aubert lived a life of heroic service and compassion. She was the founder of New Zealand's only religious order, the Sisters of Compassion. She was many other things as well. Suzanne spent most of her life working with vulnerable children and those in need. And now, she is New Zealand's first candidate for sainthood. Right now, her cause is being considered in Rome. If successful, Suzanne Aubert will be declared New Zealand's first saint.
Rassemblés pour prier, ces rêves, ces espoirs guideront nos pas dans nos cœurs et nos chants, compassion et confiance, entendons sa voix, qui nous appelle.
Suzanne was born into a Catholic family near Lyon in France in 1835. Aged 25, against the wishes of her family, she signed up to be a missionary in New Zealand. She came to New Zealand in 1860 with Bishop Pompallier. Her great desire was to work with Māori. She quickly became fluent in Māori and became an expert in traditional Māori medicine. She moved to Hawke's Bay, where she worked with the local Māori community. Then she went on to Jerusalem up the Whanganui River. There, with the support of Archbishop Redwood, she founded the Sisters of Compassion and began looking after vulnerable babies and young children. In Jerusalem, she developed medical remedies that became very popular. In 1899, Suzanne and 3 sisters set to work in Wellington. They provided food and clothing for the needy and established New Zealand's first home for the disabled. They set up a creche and soup kitchen and opened their doors to all comers. For Suzanne, Christ was in everybody. Suzanne never stood still. After a huge fundraising effort, an impressive new Home of Compassion in Island Bay was built for the care of vulnerable babies and children. In 1913, at the age of 78, she travelled to Rome to get papal recognition for her order. World War I intervened, however, and she was forced to stay for the duration of the war. She worked as a nurse, helping earthquake victims, and also nursed wounded soldiers during those years. In 1917, the Daughters of Our Lady of Compassion received papal recognition from Pope Benedict. She returned to Wellington in 1920 and spent her last years there. When she died in 1926, aged 91, thousands of people lined the streets of Wellington to honour her. It was one of the largest funerals ever given a woman in New Zealand. For more than 100 years, the Sisters of Compassion have kept her spirit alive. Their example has inspired generations, and their works continue to flourish today. Suzanne's heroic life of service is now being examined in Rome. There are several steps towards being recognised as a saint. If her cause is successful, it will be a huge thing for the Catholic Church in New Zealand and for the whole country. Now's the time to find out more about this extraordinary Frenchwoman who made New Zealand her home. There are lots of ways to get involved. Share the journey with her.
Te ari ki mo ngā mana ki whakamoe mi titia. Te ariki mō ngā manakitanga, kororia, areruia, te kai whakau.